So there have been three things that have caused me to come kicking and screaming into retirement. Hey, welcome to this first episode. There are three things that I had to kind of cope with or get my head around when it came to the subject of retirement. The first thing is that I never wanted to retire. I didn't believe in retirement. I thought retirement was a construct of what took place after the Second World War. There were the soldiers who were going to be returning from war, people, the men and the women who were keeping the industry going, keeping business going, the older men and women who couldn't go to war. They needed to make space for these returning men and women who had been in the Second World War. And out of that is what I thought perhaps where retirement came from. Now, to be honest with you, I haven't done the research. I remember reading this years ago. So if you know more than I do about it, please make a comment in the comment section below. But for me, I never wanted to retire. I wanted to work right to the end. I wanted to just kind of drop down dead. I knew that there was a problem. My energy and my desire and my ambitions would probably be shaped and altered the older I get. On top of that, we as an organization, a church, I've been pastoring and involved with churches for 40 years, and I knew that I didn't want to lead this organization, have the energy to lead it for the rest of my life, but I wanted to have a job there. Anyway, so what we did was we went into the place of succession, and my role changed from being one of the co-senior pastors of the church into being one of the founding pastors of the church. So there was still a role for me, but it was as if I didn't really want to be there. And to be honest, I don't think the new leadership team wanted the old guy hanging around. So, you know, this was one of the hindrances. So retirement became part and parcel of the discussion. So the second thing that kind of freaked me out about retirement was the idea of purpose. I mean, my whole life has been directed by having a sense of purpose. I mean, here's a picture of me. I'm 5 or 6 years old and I'm dressed in a bus conductor's outfit. As a 6-year-old, that's what I wanted. I wanted a job. I wanted to know that there was work for me and there was a purpose for my life. And at the age of 6, it was either going to be a bus conductor, a firefighter, or a racing driver. I mean, that's how I lived my life. And so when we came to this whole idea of succession and we knew that we were moving towards that, I was ready to hand over the church. I was ready to step out my role. But what I wasn't ready to do was simply to go into this retirement that I imagined in my head that my father had, which was about making woodwork at home and doing handiwork around the place. I don't do handiwork. We actually have a policy in our house that if anybody sees one of my kids or anybody sees a tool in my hand, they need to pry it loose because somebody is going to get hurt. And it's probably going to be me. So for me, the idea of just having a long extended holiday was completely freaking me out because to some degree, that was the mentality. So over the years, I formulated a bit of purpose. I started a video channel, which is this channel, and you can go watch some of my earlier videos to see. And I did everything from talking about my surfing to trips that I've done, but there was no real direction, there was no real focus, and I eventually just kind of ran out of steam because I never had clarity about my purpose. The third thing that led me to come into retirement kicking and screaming and not being able to wear this retirement thing very easily. In fact, when people say to me, Mark, how are you enjoying retirement? I would generally say, I'm not retired. I've retired from my role at Grace, but I am doing other stuff because I had this aversion to retiring. So the third thing, and I'm just going to be honest here, it was a confrontation of my mortality. I mean, it was like, this is where you begin to get ready to die. Now, you must understand that my business as a pastor is, you know, kind of selling the truth of eternal life, everlasting life. I mean, that's part and parcel of what my job was to do. But having said that, there was still this anxiety for me about dying and death and all those kind of things. And the truth is that most well-adjusted people are going to try to avoid the dead thing for as long as they possibly can in a healthy, constructive way. And that's what I'm figuring out in retirement, how to get old gracefully, because I haven't been getting old gracefully. I've been getting old resentfully. I mean, arthritic bones and creaking in the morning and my hearing that when there's ambient noise in the room, all those things, they're not fun things. Those are terrible things. And so retirement was just like another step, like say, hey, Mark, you just covered one more mile to the ultimate outcome, which, you know, is eternity. And to be truthful, it kind of has been scary for me, and so I've kind of resented it. In fact, for me, mortality is like going for a colonoscopy. Now, we have a history of cancer in my family. My mother, my father, my brother all passed away through cancer, and so I would be, you know, classified as a high-risk candidate for getting cancer. So as a result of that, I'm regularly going to have checks against this thing, and part of that journey, as you may know if you're getting older, is a colonoscopy. And the doctor will say, you know, every 3 years or every year, whatever it is, and you're projected and you say, well, that's fine, you know, it's only a year away or 3 years away. But the day comes, and the day eventually you start thinking about more, and you have to get your medical insurance to make sure they're going to cover the procedure that you're going to have. You go see a urologist, and you know, the thing starts building up, and then the day comes, you know, after a period of time, that day eventually comes, and they give you this mixture. You start drinking it to clear out your colon, and I mean, they want to get crisp and clear. And that's the one positive from colonoscopy. Man, when you finish drinking that stuff and clearing out your colon, I'm telling you, the stuff that goes in is not as clear as the stuff coming out. And I don't want to get too crude now, but I mean, those of you who've been through this, you know what I'm talking about. And then you get into the place, and they sedate you. Well, they did. They sedated me, and they tell me to turn over and pull my knees up to my chest. And next thing, boy, you know, a camera is going where, you know, where nothing should go. So that's the moment, you know, that's the moment. And I feel like old age is when you start drinking the liquid to clear out your colon. It's like the inevitable's coming. The camera's on. The camera's on its way. I don't know, that may be way too crude for you, but I mean, the fact of the matter is that thought of you know, one more step, retirement being a step towards the camera kind of thing, it just was for me what made me go kicking and screaming into retirement. But you know what? I found my peace with this journey now, and in the last few weeks and months, in fact, I'm embracing it, I'm ready for it, and I'm excited to share it with people who are willing to kind of be on this journey together with me. I've really realigned my YouTube channel, because this is what I feel we can talk about. It's a journey that I'm on. It hasn't been easy for me. I've been officially retired for almost 1 year now, and it's been quite a traumatic experience. But I'm happily and I'm proud to say, you know, I'm a retiree. Yes, I've got purpose, and yes, I'm giving back, and yes, and all those things. So this is what we're going to be speaking about. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to this channel. I want to build this channel. Please feel free to make a comment below if you want me to cover any subjects on the retirement. I don't know about this stuff because I'm very much new to it. I know what the approach looked like, but now that I'm in it and I've found my peace in it and I'm encouraged about it, and I want to enjoy this journey with you. So thanks for watching again. Have a wonderful, wonderful day, and God bless you.